Media bias is a topic that sparks intense debate and discussion. On one side of the dispute, there are those who argue that media bias is a significant problem that distorts information and influences public opinion. They claim that media outlets, whether consciously or unconsciously, tend to favor particular ideologies or political affiliations, leading to a biased representation of facts and events. This bias, they argue, can have severe consequences for democratic societies, as it undermines the informed decision-making process of the citizens. Supporters of this viewpoint assert that media bias can be observed across various forms, ranging from the selection of news stories to the language used in reporting. They argue that media outlets often prioritize certain topics over others, selectively choose which facts to present, and employ persuasive language to frame events a specific manner. According to them, this bias is most evident during election seasons, when media outlets show favoritism towards particular candidates or parties. In contrast, opponents of the notion of media bias argue that it is exaggerated and often fueled by personal biases of individuals. They contend that media outlets strive to maintain objectivity and present multiple perspectives on any given issue. Furthermore, they emphasize that the existence of diverse media sources allows individuals to access different opinions and counteract any potential bias. They believe that claims of media bias are often based on subjective interpretations rather than concrete evidence. Moreover, proponents of the opposing viewpoint argue that media bias is not necessarily detrimental to society. They suggest that bias can arise from a desire to fulfill the needs and preferences of their audience. Media outlets may tailor their reporting to align with the values and beliefs of their target demographic, which can foster a sense of identification and trust. They contend that this targeted approach enables media outlets to cater to specific groups and provide content that resonates with their audience. One aspect of media bias that is frequently discussed is the role of news outlets in shaping public opinion. Critics argue that biased reporting can sway public perception and lead to a distorted understanding of complex issues. They contend that media bias influences the way individuals interpret information, affecting their political beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. This influence, they assert, can be particularly significant when media outlets selectively highlight or downplay certain aspects of a story. On the other hand, defenders of media outlets claim that it is the responsibility of individuals to seek out diverse sources of information, critically evaluate content, and form independent judgments. They argue that media bias reflects the inherent subjectivity of human perception and is an inevitable part of the information landscape. Additionally, they highlight that the increasing accessibility of alternative media platforms, digital literacy, and fact-checking initiatives can help individuals navigate and counteract potential bias. In conclusion, media bias remains a controversial issue with arguments from both sides of the dispute. While some assert that media outlets exhibit bias that distorts information and influences public opinion, others contend that claims of media bias are exaggerated, subjective. The impact of media bias on society, whether positive or negative, is an important topic of consideration, and it is crucial for individuals to remain vigilant, critically evaluate information, and seek out a diverse range of perspectives to form well-informed opinions.